Hi guys, this is Medina and welcome to Life's Big OMGs. And before I forget, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little ding bell so it'll let you know when I have all new tutorials, videos, along with all the other things I will be doing and bring to this channel. Hi guys, welcome to the first official episode of On the Plate. This is technically the third episode. First episodes we choose to do on Facebook Live just to see how you guys felt about it. So now this is the first official YouTube video for actual On the Plate. On the Plate really is just cooking, doing the things we love to do. I want to try out new dishes that I've never made, new dishes you may not have made. And if you ever have any questions or anything I've done, feel free to ask me anytime. So welcome to the first edition of On the Plate. So on today's edition of On the Plate, we are going to be doing a pineapple shrimp fried rice bowl. I have always seen pictures of these online. I've never actually had one or even tried to make one. So this will be a first for me. Bear with me. Now, in an average Asian themed, teriyaki themed rice bowl, you would have shrimp, green onions, carrots, eggs, the protein of your choice, which of course is shrimp for us, and jasmine rice. So like I said, this is the first time for me, so you're gonna follow along, tell me what you think. Now, first off, you wanna start off with 4 cups of jasmine rice, already cooked, cold preferably. So I went ahead of time and took care of the jasmine rice. So I have that set aside, ready to go. We're gonna take a time to chop up our ingredients, get the prep started, so by the time we're ready to cook, we can get this rolling. We're gonna chop up our green onions and our carrots as well and have them set aside. And don't worry, all the ingredients will be in the description bar so you can follow along and try this at home. So guys, today we're gonna be doing a first for me, which is a pineapple shrimp teriyaki bowl. I have never tried anything like this before. I've seen pictures of it on freaking Pinterest and Google, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do it at home. If they can do it, I can do it too. So in your average bowl, you're gonna find a protein of your choice, which for me today is gonna be shrimp, i.e. pineapple shrimp. And average ingredients consist of eggs, brain part, eggs, green onions, chopped carrots, jasmine rice, and a numerous other sausage, which don't worry, will all be linked in the description so that you can follow along or cook this on your own. So to get our prep started, the recipe calls for 2 green onions. So we're gonna pull one of these and more of these to the side, and we're gonna use these. Let's rinse them off. Make sure they're actually clean. Chop these suckers up and have these ready to go on the side. I usually like to chop off my ends. Probably should have a little garbage bowl on the side, but sometimes I just wing it as I go. You ever been to a Asian themed restaurant and ordered a teriyaki bowl? I have never, but they just look so delish. So I figured, why not make one at home? Plus it's fun. So it'd be easier to just bunch them together and do small chop. Watch your fingers. I always suggest, they tell you hold it down so you don't cut your fingertips off. Okay, so that was pretty good amount right there. Leave a little tip. So aside from green onions, the recipe also calls for about 2 ounces of chopped or diced carrots. So you may be able to find diced carrots. I wasn't able to, and honey, I'm all about easy cooking. Here's a trick. Sliced carrots in the can. Now, you can choose to leave them that size, but I'm about to get real funky with this. They're pretty small size, so let's pour out this water. Yeah, see, they're actually pretty small size, so if they were any bigger, what I would have done is pour them suckers out, chop them down in half, and keep it going from there. Some of them are kind of big, so I just might anyway, just so you really see what I mean. Sure, pour a couple of these guys out. And real easy, just they're already cooked, so you're not dealing with the hassle of buying a whole stock of carrots, only needing a few of them. Real simple. Trick system. Making your prep time just that much easier. So we're gonna put these on the side with our already chopped green onions. And I just feel it just makes life a little easier. Like, we don't want to spend so much time prepping unless you really have to. And I ain't knocking nobody who's doing fresh now. I just don't feel like it. Like I said, a lot of these carrots are really actually small size, but for some of them, just so they look pretty in the bowl. And I think that's really all we'll need. This is about like a half a can, I would say. We'll just do some more. Just to be pretty. And it just brings that color to your bowl. Now, this recipe originally didn't call for broccoli, but hey, everybody loves some broccoli. Freestyle. Throw some funky stuff and there's some fresh sliced onions or red onions if you want to go for a pretty color. Then this is more your preference. You can do raw cashews and just throw a little bit of that in there just to spice it up or zhuzh it up just a bit. It's all up to you. Now y'all know every good fried rice recipe got to have some eggs in it, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna have 3 eggs. And you know that's gonna be cooked into the rice. And just simply season it with some salt and white pepper. Yes, white pepper. Little sea salt. I didn't open the sucker yet. There we go. And a couple of dashes of white pepper. Fork out the drawer. And I'm just doing this now just to have like everything on the side ready to go. Pre-prep amazing. So I want to take a moment before I continue to talk about gun violence. I want to send prayers and just support to the families in Florida for the most recent mass shooting. It seems like they're happening more and more every day for us. And we're losing our loved ones, or we're losing our friends and family, and it's becoming dangerous and just more dangerous to be outside. So just before you do something, or be careful, think again, and just stay safe. We want to make it to see your next birthday. Okay, guys? Take care. So, now on to the star of the show, honey. Now, what can't have a pineapple bowl without a delicious looking pineapple? Would you look at this? I just watched her off on the panel. So, what you're gonna have to do is, Yeah, get in on that. Get all in on that. Let me just get you a little closer so you could be a bit here, looking down at this beautiful specimen. You see that? Gorgeous pineapple bowl. So, what you do is, we're gonna be cutting this the long way. You're gonna leave the stem intact, just because it's prettier like that. You know, you're gonna have to be able to have a bowl. Can't do that this way, so you're gonna cut this way. So now, bear with me, because I've never done this before. So, guys, please be safe when you're doing this at home. Ooh, I can smell the good pineapple goodness flowing out. Okay, I cut it from one side. So I'm gonna flip it back this way and come back down just to make sure I got a good cut. Again, get it down, and voila. Cut right down the middle. Can we talk about sexy? Would you look at that? Just gorgeous, gorgeous. So now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make slits around the perimeter. That way, you can start to pull out your pineapple. And this is essentially your pineapple bowl. This is where you will put back all your goodness and just make this pretty ass presentation. Be careful not to like bust the skin or anything. And then you're just gonna lightly go across. And that way, it can easily be like, take a spoon and pull it out. As you can see, I'm not going that far down because I don't want to mess up the actual bowl itself. So, got another bowl full of pineapple chunks. So now after we did our scoring, excuse me, let's have your wine, you know me. We're going to gently try and scoop those pieces out. You see, the ones at the top are gonna come out pretty easy because I didn't want to go too far into the bowl, worrying that I was gonna like cut into it. But don't worry, I'm definitely gonna go back in. Yeah, you see, I'm gonna go back in and dig some more out. Yeah, get all that goodness out. I'm just kind of like scoring the bottom a little bit more. To see if I can break through that layer without crack. You know, being it's pretty solid, you know. But for a first time, I still want to be a little careful. Gonna be really upset if I mess up my bowl on the first go around, you know. Okay, we're getting there. Now you're getting like a pretty good darn amount of pineapple out of each bowl. I don't even think we're gonna use like all of that pineapple either. I think we're getting close to the bottom now. I don't want to go too hard. I think this bowl is definitely done. Okay, so I think we've been pretty good in the out. Look at that, like all of this came from one half. And look at that, look how pretty that is. Even, I didn't cut into the other side, so I did pretty good. Now, hey. So after you've done this step, both sides, if you have any extra leftover, here's your trick. Make smoothies, make some pina coladas. You can stick it in a small container and put it in the freezer and save it for another time. Yeah, multitasking. So now that we got all of our prep work done, we have cut out our pineapples and got our bowls ready and set aside, let's get to frying. Now, for some reason, all the recipes that I do always require me to have a wok. I do not own a wok. Don't worry, we'll get there one day. But in the meantime, a good old wide pan skillet is gonna do the job. All right, next step. You're gonna get you a nice hot skillet or wok, as you should use. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of oil or such. Get that going in there. Now, the first thing we're actually doing is getting those beaten eggs that we had prepped on the side just a few minutes ago. And again, that was just a little sea salt and white pepper. Nice high heat. We're not gonna over cook this, you know, because we still want to have a good silky texture. Y'all cannot see that. So even though I did it pretty late, still helps. Another way to get a really good, like, fluffy and silky texture on your eggs is actually a little milk. It dawned on me like 2 seconds ago. Okay. And that's it. You don't want to overbeat them. I don't want to fry them. But let's just have them. Then we're going to come at that same pan after you got your eggs done. And another teaspoon or so oil. We're going to get our protein of choice, which today, you know, like I said, is going to be shrimp. We had this set aside in a marinade of white pepper and soy sauce. Couldn't think of it for a second. And we're just gonna cook it 3/4 of the way. We don't want to completely cook because it's still gonna cook again when it gets mixed in with the rice. So about a good 2-3 minutes tops. And throw them right back in the same container. So while you got your your shrimp going, you're gonna create your sauce that's gonna pull all of this together. So you're gonna start off with a 1/8 of a teaspoon. So you can imagine that's very little. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Very little bit. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I choose to use low sodium soy sauce because soy sauce, along with other things like the oyster sauce and the fish sauce, tend to be salty. So sometimes a healthier choice is low sodium items. So you're gonna do 2 tablespoons of your soy sauce. You're gonna do 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Just 1 tablespoon, because honey, that is strong. Two tablespoons of oyster sauce. Oh, I love oyster sauce. It's so much better than the rest. Which happens to be, I keep forgetting oyster sauce is like so much thicker. You kind of gotta give it a zhuzh to work its way out. Okay, that's enough of the oyster. Okay, your shrimp is done enough. Like I said, you didn't want to really fully cook it. So I'm just going to scoop this back out into the container it came from and just have that set to the side like a lot of my other ingredients. So let's go back to this sauce. So far we've done the white pepper, the soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of honey. And a 1/2 tablespoon of curry powder. Now, it does say you can use chili peppers, but you know, not everybody is really a spicy individual. So I preferably am, but not everybody's like that. So I choose to do just a smidgen of pepper flakes, just to kick up the flavor. Now we're gonna take our time and just mix that little mixture together. This little sauce we got going here. Just so you can get a good look on that. Oh my God, that fish sauce is really strong. Good thing we got all these other flavors to tie in and mellow that down some. I feel we need a little bit more, so we're gonna have this recipe. We're doing another spoonful of soy sauce. I'm gonna do 1 more spoonful of oyster sauce. Gonna do a little more honey. A little more curry. Red pepper. Okay. Let's not forget our fish sauce. Oh God, this is so strong. And a little bit more fish sauce. Okay, there you go. Now, after you've made your sauce, which we are gonna put to the side, our next step is getting back here. Now we're gonna start our stir fry phase. So we're gonna do about 3 tablespoons of oil. Preheated pan. No, my pan isn't dirty. We just did the shrimp in this pan. So one of the like delicious ingredients in this recipe is ginger. So we're gonna start off with a delicious ginger paste. And we're gonna be using about half of a tablespoon of ginger paste. Or you can use the chopped ginger as well. And my favorite at home, minced garlic. We're gonna do a tablespoon of minced garlic. And some cloves. Excuse me. You can use Thai chili or regular red crushed peppers. And we're gonna fry this. Not for long, because you know you don't want to. You know, I tell you guys all the time about burnt garlic. Ew. I might even just throw a little bit more ginger in there, just for good measure. And we're just gonna stick that in. Next step, throwing in our chopped up carrots and green onions that we had pre-chopped and ready. Oh my gosh, the smell of everything together is focusing, let me tell you. I'm just gonna stir fry this for about 35 to 45 seconds. Oh man, that smells so good. Like I said in the beginning, the recipe calls for cooked jasmine rice, which I had pre-cooked, set to the side, and ready. Oh my god, you can smell the ginger, it's bananas. And I had let this cool down so it's not piping hot. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna do across the outfit 2 cups of rice. And that same sauce we had made, that sauce make sure we have sitting on the side. Yeah, get that popping. And I'm getting like all of this sauce, because that goodness has to go on everything. Oh my goodness, this is bananas. This looks so good. And I just want to keep mixing this in until it's like fully coated. You can smell like the oyster sauce and the fish sauce coming through. Oh. Okay, remember that. Throw that pineapple in there. And a little bit of that sauce, good measure. Oh my gosh. Oh. Pineapple is talking to me. We're going to take a brief intermission while giving that light fry to have a vodka break. Cheers. Thank you for holding for our brief intermission. Those eggs that we had lightly cooked, just gonna chop them up some before throwing them in there. Oh, and this smells so freaking good. I'm always a fan of my own like ones and twos, so they're a little fine to help bring out all the flavors. Give it a little bit more color. That's just me. Everybody ain't got to do what I need. Looking pretty good, guys. We're looking pretty good here. Now, bring back that shrimp. Please, FYI, make sure your shrimp is fully clean. Nothing I hate more than dirty shrimp. And you know what they say about shrimp, right? Shrimp are very cockroaches of the sea. I don't know about you, but I love me some cockroach. Just kidding, just kidding. But yeah, they are considered to be like scavengers and cockroaches of the sea. So for those people who do choose to eat crustacean like shrimp, cut them down the back. Clean out that dark line, because I don't know about you, but I'm not eating cockroach poop. So now that you have completed your bowl, you've got all your ingredients mixed together, time to assemble. So I have our pretty bowls just sitting here. I'm gonna assemble them here and then transfer them to the plate, just so I can make sure they look pretty when I get into bed. And put them right back in these beautiful bowls. Sticking to the fork is freaking. Oh my gosh. And I have like chunks of pineapples in it. And I tell you, they are like saying something, honey. I'm like, stop. See, that's why I wanted to do it this way, so I don't make a mess. Because I'm messy sometimes. Spread it out. Oh my God, I gotta stop eating it. Easy cleanup. I just want to make sure all my spaces are filled out. This is gorgeous. Let's put top with some extra shrimp. I made tons of shrimp in this recipe, so having some like sprinkled along the top. And then for decoration, transfer your beautiful pineapple bowl to a plate. Gorgeous pineapple bowl to your plate. And voila. So here we have it, a pineapple shrimp fried rice bowl on the plate. Thanks, guys. Till next time.